Hi, everybody. I'm Barb Wallach, and I am the founder of the Inspired Wealth Academy. And I'm so grateful to be here today. Thank you, Tamara, for having me. I've got a very short amount of time. I have a lot of information I want to impart and share with you so that you can create an inspired wealth mindset. All right, that's how that works. First off, I just want to share a little bit about my background and why I feel so compelled to share the importance of befriending the topic around money. We talk about abundance, the law of attraction, financial planning, and we can be abundant in many different ways in life. But when it comes to the topic and that word, money, people run away because there's a lot of emotion that surrounds the money story. And the reason that was so important for me to uncover after 34 years of working as a financial planner up in the Canadian financial industry is because I ran into my own money blocks. My family, as you see on the screen, my mom and dad and me as a little me, my mini me and my daughter, it's important for me to take their legacy and to create a legacy of empowered women. And in order to do that, I had to overcome my own fear of getting up here and sharing and being vulnerable in my story. My mom passed away 2 years ago, and she lost her voice to cancer and spent the 20 years thereafter struggling to live a vibrant and healthy life. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she really relied on my dad for money. And at times, I almost felt that she had to beg for the money. He would take her to the grocery store on a Saturday and take her grocery shopping, but she never handled money. She never had any idea how to use a bank machine, and near the end of her life, had no interest in it at all. And I took a vow, as that little girl, I took a vow to never lose control of my ability to manage my own financial affairs. And that became my journey with money right from the young age. So today, we're going to talk about 3 different keys to creating an inspired wealth mindset. And does everybody have the trifold that was handed out? All right. So in there, we're going to do a little quick test on your financial confidence. And I want you just to quickly go through the questions. They're yes or no. And just mark yes or no. But while you're doing it, I want you to drop into your body and see what your body's telling you when you answer those questions. I would like you to check into your thoughts. What's going on in your head? What are you telling yourself when you're answering, no, I haven't got that. Yes, I have got that. What are you thinking? And just take a minute to do that. Oh, serious faces. So answering those questions aren't necessarily fun. So what were some of the things that came up for you when you answered those questions? How many answered yes to everything? All right. How about 50% yes? Awesome. So that's a step in the right direction. But how did you feel when what came up for you when you answered those questions? Was there doubts, fears? Oh, I should be doing this. I shoulda. Yeah. Yeah. So what stops you? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, over the past 30 years working as a financial planner, I dealt with 2 types of people. First type was the type of person who would happily bound into my office and work on their financial plan, put together their portfolio, and they were very successful because they were able to deal with that. Then there was the other person who I'd have to call 10,000 times just to get them in the door. And when they sat down in front of me, they were quivering and they had that deer in the headlight looks, and they would always say, I'm no good with numbers. It has nothing to do with numbers at all. Also, when I left the corporate life and became my own entrepreneur 5 years ago, whoa, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years already. Amazing. I went from employee mindset to entrepreneurship, and I wasn't even ready for that. And I was broken, I was stressed out, I was unhealthy. My boss at the time before I left was pushing me to earn more and more commission, to do things that weren't in my integrity. And so when I left the financial institutions to become my own person financially, I fell flat on my face. I didn't know how to build a business. My boss said, "You're no good at what you do because you're not doing what we're asking of you anymore." Even though inside I knew that was the right thing for me to do. So what had happened is I had discovered my own money karmic glitches. Who here believes in karma? Right? What goes around comes around, and karma's a bitch sometimes. The best thing is you know that you can overcome that. In that it's all about becoming consciously aware of what is running you. So, who wants to create an inspired wealth mindset? Who's ready? Are we ready? Excellent. Good. And we want to unlock that vault and discover the treasure that is within each and every one of us. So the first key is to create awareness. We talked a lot about today about our unconscious mind. We operate unconsciously. Our hearts beat. The blood pumps through our veins. We don't even think about it. We breathe. We don't think about it. Because if we did, oh my God, we would never be able to keep up. The unconscious mind stores every single event, emotion, feelings, thoughts, right from the time we're born. And when we're born with a clean slate. And when we're comfortable, we smile, we're happy. When we're not comfortable, we scream and we cry until we're comfortable again. The unconscious mind remembers every single piece of that. So we don't know what we don't know when we become adults. We don't know that we're unconsciously making decisions around our money because of past events. For example, imagine you're a small child, your mom is taking you shopping, you've got a brand new pair of shoes or boots. Maybe, guys, you got the cowboy hat you've always wanted and you're ready to go to the rodeo. That's something we did up where I'm from. And you get home, Dad gets home from work after working hard all day, sees that the kids are all dressed up in brand new clothes, and there's a big fight around the money that Mom spent. That event affects that child based on how they take in that information. And if the fight isn't even about them, they were the cause of that fight. And that will create an imprint in their neurology that follows you all along the way. So to create an awareness around how you behave when it comes to the topic of money, success, what's stopping you? Because if you don't know what you don't know, you'll never get anywhere. It took me forever to even figure that line out. So that's key number one. You got to be aware of what's running the show. And we're run based on our neurology, based on everything. It's karma coming back to play out today. The decisions we make today, whether it's inspiring decisions or decisions that don't serve us, has that ripple effect into the future on who we meet. You can't get up on stage and do a talk if you're not in alignment, because you won't be congruent. So create an awareness. So now that we are aware of where we might be going off track, then we need to really be mindful. Mindful of the thoughts that we're thinking in our head. So what are some of the thoughts that went through your head when you did that questionnaire? Imagine if I asked you, take a look at what's in your savings account right now. Write it down, even if it's a big fat zero. And what comes up? Oh my God, I don't have enough. If disaster strikes, I'm going to be a bag lady. That was always one of my biggest fears. I should know better. How stupid am I? All these things, again, our unconscious mind is listening to, and it's creating that for us in future ripples. It goes forward that way. Not only that, is our little ones are listening when you're out shopping and they want that thing. No, we can't afford it. It's not in our budget. Or you're not deserving enough. You've been bad, so you won't get that. Again, that makes an imprint on our child, and that has an imprint on us as well, as we grew up with all those types of events that came with us. So how do we deal with all this old programming? How do we recreate new stories so that we can become a better version of ourselves? Any ideas? Create new stories. But how do we create new stories? We talk about mindset. Get over it. Just change your mindset. Easy peasy, they say. It's not. It's not, because when you say, I want to be a millionaire, and I have a millionaire mindset, but your neurology, your unconscious mind is going, yeah, no, you don't. Let me show you that you don't. And you're playing this tug of war. So every step forward you take towards becoming successful in your business, which then creates cash flow, which creates confidence for you to be able to go out there and demand to be paid for what you're worth. The unconscious mind, unless you get rid of that belief, is going to pull you right back down there again. Now, there's many different processes that I do in my line of work that actually can go into the root cause and pluck that out. Pluck all those irrational fears out. Clean up that neurology so that you can then create a new story and new beliefs around what you want to believe. The third step is inspired action. So once we've cleared all that out, then you can truly set goals that are big and audacious, and you're inspired to achieve them. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they create goals for themselves in business is, one, they don't. Who here has a written down financial goal, an income goal? Good, a fair amount of you. Excellent. How many here who have done that has actually sat down and created their own visualization around already having achieved it, what it looks like, what it sounds like, who's in the room with you, what music's playing, and making it a 3D reality? Good, excellent. And how many people here have actually achieved the goal that they've written down? Good, good. Work in progress, work in progress. One of the things you can do to create inspired action is always work and set your goals and thoughts around what you want to achieve. What is it do you want in your life? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to be? How do you want to feel? It's always going to be forward movement. Now, if you set a goal to make $10,000 because you're broke now and it feels like crap, do you think that goal is going to come to fruition? It's not. Because you're always running away from what you don't want. And when you run away from what you don't want, you get more of what you don't want. So in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming Coaching, I always help my clients set goals for the reason of, because I want to create a better lifestyle for my family. I want to be able to be funded enough so that I can do charity work, so I can make an impact and a difference in the world. That feels so much lighter, so much more doable. And it motivates you to move towards that versus you're running away from something that you don't like because it feels like crap. And when things feel like crap, we don't want to even deal with them. And that's why there's so much shame around money, around that topic. For women in particular. I met a woman on the airplane today, at the airport yesterday, somebody I knew, surprisingly enough. And we started talking about money and why I was coming down here. And she goes, Barb, you and I have to work together She goes, I know I have money karmic glitches and I want you to clear the karma for me. I'm like, okay. She goes, my husband is in the construction industry and his work is sort of seasonal. And they've done a bunch of things so that they can make ends meet. But when he's in between jobs, she takes on a whole new personality. Total new personality. She goes, I don't even recognize myself when he's not working. I get irritable, I scream, I yell, I'm not a happy person. And it's all because she doesn't feel safe and secure. So when we work with our money story, we really need to go down to the root. Who here understands chakras? Energy centers. Okay. Now, how many people know a financial planner who has a background? I think I blew the box wide open. Right? Let's do a little chakra dance and see if we can clear some of that money karma out. But it's true. Everybody nowadays wants to become conscious, wants to become spiritual, wants to be open-hearted and work and earn a living through heart-based businesses. And that's great, but most people want to give away their business because they have issues in their security, in their deservingness, in the fact that when we're babies, just because we're born, we have that right to succeed in life. We deserve to have that. We're valuable because we're changeless. We're infinite and limitless if we can peel away all of what society has taught us to believe in ourselves. So start questioning your beliefs and start forgiving yourself and having compassion for yourself for maybe making decisions in the past that has created trauma, money trauma, goal trauma. Because back then, you didn't know how it was going to play out now. Now you know. And you can hopefully let that go. And pivot those thoughts when you're having a bad day, and we all have them. I do too. You know? Pivot those thoughts. You might not have a millionaire mindset today, but you can say to yourself, I'm in the process of creating a millionaire mindset. I am taking the steps to believe in myself more and more every day. And if you have really deep-rooted issues, then find somebody who can do hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, coaching around really diving into the root and get rid of them, whether it's your lifetime, stuff that's been passed on to you from generations, and believe it or not, it's a little woo-woo, past life. Because we are just energy. And money is just energy. And if you can turn your story around money and start falling in love with money and making it your best friend and sitting down with your financial planner to put a valid plan in place to make things successful, because you have to have a plan. You're not going to get anywhere without a plan. Then you're making huge strides towards creating an inspired wealth mindset. So I have a challenge for you. And it's in the trifold, and it will be given to you on a memory stick, I believe. I am starting a 21-day challenge, Unleash Your Inner Money Maven. And a maven is just somebody who's an expert in their field, and they like to share what they know. And we all have that ability in ourselves to unlock our vault, to tap into the treasure chest and find the gold within each and every one of us. Because we're all experts in our own field. You all have unique gifts and talents and heart to share with what you know it to the world. But you can't do that when you're blocked with money. So I'd love to invite you to join me on this 21-day journey. And we're going to do just that. We're going to take the first week and we're going to deal with the roots. Second week, we're going to go into the creativity and the emotions and why we feel those emotions. And then the week 3, we're going to take action, inspired action, and we're going to create goals. And we're going to do some healing around that. And we're going to do some tapping. Emotional freedom technique, anybody? Anybody like that? Yeah. Because when we're in stress response mode, when we're in fight or flight mode, we can't think, we can't listen, we can't hear. And the emotional freedom technique helps us calm our nervous system down so we can actually take inspired action and focus. So 3 keys. Awareness, mindfulness, and inspired action. Who's ready to take inspired action with me? Woo! There you have it. Thank you.